post-show and the gameplay reveal on September 1st. Now, last week, Call of Duty Vanguard was announced for release on November 5th. And this weekend, the PlayStation Alpha will be live with the Champion Hill mode. But now it's time to get the first ever look at the campaign in action. And to do that, we are joined by Dave Swenson from Sledgehammer Games and Laura Bailey, one of the stars of the show and the winner last year of Best Performance at the Game Awards. Great to have you guys with us. We are so excited to get into the real gameplay. But first, Dave, you guys did Call of Duty World War II a couple years ago, 2017 at Sledgehammer. Now you're going back to WW2. How is Vanguard different than what you did before?
First of all, I got to say it's awesome to be here, so thank you so much.
Thanks for coming out.
And it's also like, it's super, thrilling to be able to represent the team behind Vanguard. So Vanguard is a totally new take on World War II. World War II is known for huge epic battles on big battlefields. And those happen not only in the Western Front, but also in the Eastern Front, in the Pacific, in North Africa. And in Vanguard, you're going to be able to go to all of those locations and play in all those locations. But for the team, something that resonated even more with us were the real stories of the real people who fought in World War II. So these are diverse people from all around the globe. And I don't know, there's something very inspiring about these true stories. Now, some of the most interesting people that we discovered in our research were those men and women who were part of the original Special Forces teams. And so Call of Duty Vanguard is going to tell their story, tell the story of the birth of Special Forces.
Well, Laura, we saw last week the reveal that you're going to be in this game, which is, I know it's been a lifelong dream of yours to be in a Call of Duty.
It has.
Your character, it ties into what Dave's talking about. Tell us about your character, Polina Petrova.
Yes, I am thrilled to be in my first Call of Duty game. It's crazy because there's not, a lot of female roles in media about historical war for obvious reasons. And that's one of the things that struck me about Polina, and when I started researching for the role, was how many women were actually in the Soviet Army in World War II. There were tank operators, and there were fighter pilots, and some of them, like Polina, were snipers. And so it's just really cool to get to play a character that pays homage to someone like Lyudmila Pavlichenko, who is and was one of the deadliest snipers of all time.
Wow. All right. Well, I love that you guys take the reality, but obviously put the Call of Duty spin on it. Let's talk a bit about what you guys are going to show today. I know, Treyarch's working on zombies. You guys are working on an awesome campaign. We saw some multiplayer this weekend, but now we're going to do kind of a full level playthrough of a bunch of stuff in the game. What are we about to see here today?
That's right. So as I mentioned earlier, the Vanguard campaign is telling the story of the birth of Special Forces. And that leads right into multiplayer. On day one, there's going to be 20 maps so that people can go in and play their favorite Special Forces operators, one of which is Polina Petrova.
There you go.
And so what we're going to show today, which we're really excited to show, this is gameplay. This was captured in engine. And we're going to show Polina's story. Now, the Vanguard campaign starts with the team, Polina Petrova and her team, on their first Special Forces mission going into Berlin right at the end of the war in April of 1945. But this wasn't the start of the war for Polina. Polina started the war as a nurse on the Eastern Front. And so what we're going to see right now is Stalingrad. We're going to see Polina in Stalingrad and view her experience when Stalingrad was invaded by the Germans.
Laura, any setup here for what point in Polina's life or character arc we're going to see?
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the game, you really see her as a total badass. She's no nonsense. Nothing rattles her, and that's not an act. She's seen it all. She's looked the devil in the eye and said, "I'm coming for you." And in this level, you really get to see what makes her become that way. She's bright and almost innocent in her outlook, and shit happens.
Okay. All right. Well, it's about to happen right here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are now going to get this extended look